a thing for the stream.
And this is the third game between TicKleMeElmO and me for the win. And me for the win saying that he will not get 3-0'd. Like to see if he decides to go for some sort of 6-rack strategy, because that stuff is indestructible. Me for the win over here as our green Terran player going to be spawning in the bottom left position, and our Zerg player, the pink Zerg player, TicKleMeElmO, is going to be spawning over here as I already said that in the bottom right hand corner. Do you realize I'm going easy? So the wall off going to be coming up. I love to see like 5 racks over here at the third base, and then a lift into the Zerg main. That'd be so much fun to watch.
Yeah, that would definitely be one of those things that just is crazy.
Yeah. And then like you wall the barracks off in a fashion and rally the barracks behind. So like there's a pseudo wall inside the base. And then when you have enough Marines, just lift the barracks and go for the win. That'd be so cool. Too bad the gas vents, you can't build on those. I wish you could build on the gas vents. It looks like something that you should be able to build on. Because they're like flat on the ground. There's no reason why you can't have a building on top of that. Gas actually coming up for me for the win, so no sort of 6 racks. Guess he's not listening.
Let's see what we got. Right now we do have the expansion going up at 15 supply for TicKleMeElmO. And then we do have just the standard, looks like standard build from right now for me for the win.
Yeah. We'd be interested to see some Banshees proxied at that third base. I'm like really into this proxy idea right now. So we'll see if it decides to happen.
Oh yeah, I mean actually looks like TicKleMeElmO's going to be able to get that early scout, so I don't think proxying would be viable at this point, but after seeing the last 2 games, proxying anything, I mean, right now I'd be happy to see a proxy planetary fortress right now. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at this point.
That'd be so cool to watch. That'd be like, the 2 players should do a day 9 Fun Day Monday challenge.
Who can proxy the boards? The proxy hatch, the proxy planetary fortress.
You must proxy your first building that you build. No, you must proxy all your buildings. That's better. You may not take your natural expansion.
Actually, Day 9 did do something where that.
Yeah,
I remember seeing a Monday where he did your TBT, you have to build a command center at your opponent's base. I've never seen such ridiculous play in my life, but
yeah.
The players that pulled it off so well. It was amazing.
Of course, it wouldn't work in like Diamond or Master League. So
like, no, you gotta be that good old bronze player who was able to make the 18 army void range just win.
Yeah,
that's all you build.
I wish I had a Smurf account that was in bronze so I could do those challenges.
It'd be awesome.
Because bronze players are not known to GG. Drone's getting pulled off the line to chase after a couple of Marines. Looks like some economic damage is being dealt. There's 2 spine crawlers coming up for TicKleMeElmO, so we'll see how well he is going to be able to defend. There is a natural expansion coming up for me for the win. A couple of Hellions on the way. He hasn't actually adopted the popular strategy of this day. It's called BFH. It's not best friends and then an H. It's actually Blue Flame Hellion. And there are Hellions on the way, but they're not Blue Flame yet.
You could always be like, I don't know. I do know that with the new patch coming up, that a lot of people will be happy when that BFH or best friends, however, will not be.
Actually, if you think about it, Blue Flame, the change to Blue Flame Hellions isn't actually that much. I think Hellions right now they do what? Let's take a look.
They do 14
19
damage.
They do 24 damage with the upgrade, right? So with the Blue Flames, they 2-shot workers, but if you subtract 5,
they'll still be able to 2-shot workers.
Yeah.
So yeah. But that now I'm starting to think about it.
And,
Blue Flame Helling could always be acronymed into Big Fucking Help. BFH. Yeah, they
yeah.
are big help. I don't know.
Actually, Hellions, the main idea is not actually the amount of damage they do in terms of per shot. It's just being able to get in there and doing the damage. It doesn't matter like how many Hellions you sacrifice in the process. It doesn't really matter like where where you put those Hellions, as long as they're able to get into the mineral line, which is really easy if you're a Terran player. Just get a drop them in the mineral line, and if they try to get away, and they get completely roasted. If they don't try to get away, they get completely roasted. So Blue Flame Hellions getting nerfed a little bit. Okay, yeah, I guess they'll 3-shot workers, true.
Shot workers.
But still, it's just not the best. Like, it's not the best nerf. Just because 4 Blue Flame Hellions will still completely wreck a mineral line. It doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah, but with the Infernal Pre-Igniter coming up now, those Hellions are going to be blue flames. But what they remind me of? They remind me of fire bats on wheels.
Yeah.
That's exactly what. So.
But the fire bats weren't
that's,
able to like do that much damage,
kill.
because Hellions have much larger splash.
Yeah. But actually, it looks like TicKleMeElmO is very concerned about that, especially with the past couple games. He is completely walled off right now in his natural. Except for a little gap right here between the spine crawler and the hatch where that roach is going through. Aside from that little gap, he is completely walled off.
He's still going to be vulnerable to drop in the main, especially with these positions. Our Terran player basically has a free line to just drop straight into the main, and that's probably what's going to be happening right now. There is a medevac popping out. The Hellions are returning home. Should be doing a drop real soon, or maybe even an elevator in, and there's the Hellions going to be advancing across the field. There is the medevac chasing as well. Siege tech is almost complete. Looks like there is a Zergling going to be spotting this push, and a lift into the main is going to be happening, and it looks like they will be dropping off right now. Additional roaches should be able to reinforce over here. The Marines, I believe they do have Stimpack. I'm not too sure. Do they?
I can't check in this. I can't check on this map, unfortunately. Yeah. It's the way the map is set up is that you can't check that, but I don't believe they do. Actually, looks like me for the win going with the 4 Hellion drop right now. It looks like he's actually going to be going over to the natural, looks like, or attempting to be.
There's a couple of roaches over there. Should be able to hold this off pretty easily. And this is actually keeping TicKleMeElmO within the confines of his base. It's also forcing him to get a ton of roaches, which are really bad against Siege Shanks. We'll see how he's able to deal with these Siege Shanks as this number builds up. And looks like the Blue Flame Hellion drop is going to be dropping off in the natural expansion right now. And this wall off is mildly working against TicKleMeElmO, but it looks like his units do get into position.
I was getting ready to say that looked like that wall off for a sec there was actually going to do more damage to him than help him with that Blue Flame Hellion drop. But it actually looks like we do have a third going up for me for the win. And you're right. I think he is overcommitting with the roaches. Right now we do have another 11 in production on top of the... I think he has like 30 right now, or 36 roaches. So he's going to be really overcommitting to those roaches, especially when the Siege Tanks come out. It's going to be really bad for him.
Yeah, there are Siege Tanks already, and there's no way that those roaches are going to be able to run up this ramp and bust this Terran wall. But it looks like me for the win will be moving out. The roaches don't think they have the burrow upgrade, so they won't be able to do any sort of burrow micro. There is still Hellions trying to get into the main, but with this distraction here, me for the win could actually do some pushing up the front, get a very nice setup at the bottom of the ramp, and perhaps do a lot of damage. Looks like there is going to be the drop into the main, and there are the Blue Flame Hellions.
So you guys see it? There he goes.
Looks like the roaches,
yeah, you know what?
Just in time, going to be chasing those Hellions out before they do too much damage. Not sure if how much damage is actually dealt. The third base is getting taken right now. Probably going to see a orbital command over here, just because there's such a great lockdown over here with all of those Sea Shanks. But I wouldn't be surprised if he just went for a... Oh. Sea Shank can actually range the hatch?
Not the hatch, but the extractor.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that is that could be a really a big annoyance now that because pretty much he can do, if you think about it, he could do some drops right into the main and pretty much just solidify that
And
section.
here we go. There's the banelings rolling in. The stim pack going down on all of the Terran units. And the Sea Shanks blasting away a ton of those Zerglings and Banelings. The Roaches finally getting in here, but the Sea Shanks looks like they will be able to hold the line. Additional Marines reinforcing the front. Those Roaches will not be able to bust through, getting completely obliterated by those Sea Shanks. meFTW will be able to defend, and he's even got Vikings out to deal with possible...
And with the drop going right into the main, or the Blue Flame Heights. So right now 85 supply to 120, 131, plus with meFTW taking the 4th base, and meFTW's in a really great position. But we do have a push coming up at the front with a couple with some Lings, some Banelings, and a little bit of Roaches. But meFTW caught out position. He's in a really bad concave, I think, right now.
Banelings killing half of that Terran army, but it looks like the Marauders still stand, and along with those medevacs will be able to defend against these Roaches. Looks like that push was destroyed again, and GG. Yeah, he doesn't have a third, so he couldn't possibly continue this game. And there we go. I guess GG LOL does not work. The computer does not recognize.
So
I had to let you win, baby. GG.
So well, guys, this is super.
And Aegis, we're gonna be signing off.